Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about errors in print. Who else wants to get over book typos and misprints? I know I do, so please join me for the show today. It's brought to you thanks to the Structure Success video training, which helps you come up with a plan for your life story, whether you're writing an autobiography, a memoir, a biography, or some other life story project. If you are brand new to the show, a big g'day. I'd love it if you could follow, subscribe and like the show. Because Forever Young Autobiographies is the place where we learn to write life stories for family and friends so that unique memories can live on. Now, I have been a journalist for a couple of decades, working as a sub-editor, as an editor, and now I get to do the wonderful job of being a life story writing coach. And during this time, I have seen countless print errors and typos. I've seen front page headlines misspelt. I've seen factual errors in the introductory sentence to a story. I've seen white spaces where pictures that should have been printed were dropped out in the production process. The tech gremlins got to them. So I've seen countless errors. They've been done by others and they've been done by myself. And I've seen them printed in the thousands of copies, stacked high, and I can tell you it does leave a horrible feeling in your stomach. So we're trying to overcome that here today. I'm telling you, yes, really, you can overcome this icky feeling, and I've got 4 techniques to help you do that. So let's kick it off, or let's get started with my first one, which is all to do with time. Now, when I was working in a small town, there was one other lady in the office with me, and she used to book the classified ads. So it was a small town, everyone knew everyone, so it was very important that she got this right. And she said she didn't actually look at the paper the next day when these classified ads came out. She waited until the following day when there had been this passing of time, because she reckoned that if she could see the error on the day of publication, she would be powerless to fix it. It just would be taunting her all day. So she let the passage of time pass so that it wouldn't be such a big deal when she actually did read the paper the following day after, and she could see some errors. And she checked it herself, but things do happen in the publishing process. So this is a good reminder for us when we're publishing. We might have done all these series of checks until it's hit the press, and then we find something and we're pretty powerless to do anything. So take my friends, colleagues' tip is to just don't look at it too closely once it's come off the press. Leave that joy to other readers. You've checked it all the way to this point. Just enjoy the moment of having it complete. So that's tip number 1, is to avoid looking. Let the passage of time happen. Number 2 is all about building a wall and hopefully getting over it. I know it's a little bit odd, but let me tell you a quick story first. So I read a story actually about a monk who was involved in building a monastery. He hadn't had any experience in bricklaying, but he was the one to lay bricks for a massive wall on this monastery. Once the monastery was built and he was in there every day, he noticed the odd brick in the wall that wasn't quite right. And he laid these bricks and it just annoyed him. He could see them every day. But he mentioned this to a senior monk, and the senior monk took him to the wall, almost sort of gestured towards the wall and said, with gratitude, don't worry about those bricks, look at all the ones that you've laid correctly. I thought this was a really good story because it really does flip our mindset on how we have this human tendency to see what needs fixing, but we don't see what is perfect. And so I encourage you to do that with your printed book. If you find the odd typo, think of it as that one brick. You need to reframe your mindset and look at all the words, the sentences, the paragraph, the pages, the chapters, everything that you did perfectly. Look for the perfect bricks and not those ones that aren't straight, those little typos. Moving on to my strategy number 3, which is simply to reflect on who your readers are. For most of us out there writing life stories, it's for our friends and family. We're not actually putting this out, to make money in bookshops to the wider public. So it's for our friends and family. So take a minute to think, are they going to be offended? Are they going to be appalled? Are they in fact going to be put off reading your book if they find the odd typo or error? Now deep down, I know you're going to say, of course not. And this is what we've got to remind ourselves. Our readers, our friends and family are not expecting us to be professional writers. They're not expecting a faultless book. They are more interested in your wider story. They're not going to be concerned with the odd typo or error. Remember that your readers are on your side. That's my third tip for you. And finally in the show, the fourth idea is to consider doing it again. We have the option of doing a reprint. This can be our ultimate saving grace when it comes to typos and print errors. Now, of course, this is not always timely, it's not practical, it's not even sometimes cost available to us. So it might be a long-term solution if you've got a specific error. Now, there can be occasion where your book is really, really popular and you've run out of copies, so you need to reprint, and that is a great time, a great point to change or fix any of those typos that you might have seen and get them ready for a second run of books. Alternatively, you wait the passage of time, maybe a year, a couple of years, maybe there's something else you want to add to your book, and then you can do another print run, and you can collate any errors that people have pointed out for you, and you can get another book printed. So that's 4 suggestions on how to sanely deal with print errors and editing problems in 4 steps. And my hope by doing these, we've got number 1 was to think about the passage of time. Let it breathe once it's printed. Don't go flicking through it with forensic detail. Let someone else do that. You've already done it to this point. Number 2 was to look for the perfect bricks, not the ones that are out of place. So think about the big picture. Third was to consider your reader, they're on your side. And fourthly, you've always got the backup of a reprint. So with all of these options, my hope is that you will pause, relax, smile, and really get past these typing errors. So if you would like to know more about this show, about this topic, I've got a whole article on it, and it's at my website. You can go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/errorsinprint. I'll have the address for you down below in the show notes as well. So head over there. There's other articles I've got over there, plus some free training. So I encourage you to go on through to the website. And also leave me a comment at the article, or while you're here on listening to the show. You can let me know any real print clangers that you've come across. I know there's some really funny ones out there on the internet, but please let's share so we can all find a little bit of humour in this, because we are only human. We're bound to make errors in the printing process. It's almost inevitable that something's going to sneak in there. So let's, give it that feeling it's okay to, share those and have a bit of fun. At the top of the show, I mentioned the Structure Success video training. Now this is a free training. I encourage you to sign up for it. You just need to put in an email, hit OK, and I will send it to you. Go to the address foreveryoungautobiographies.com/structure success sign up. Again, I will leave all the address and links down below, so please look for that one. And essentially this training is where I sit down with you and we brainstorm key memories and events from your life or a loved one's life, and then we organise those into a chapter structure or an outline, so you can make a really good planned start to your writing project. So please give it a go and let me know how you find the training. I will be back again soon with another video, so it would be really terrific if you could follow, subscribe and like the show, and I will see you again soon. So happy writing!